Well, addiction is a very real issue that impacts not just one person, but an entire circle of people surrounding the user.
It's so true, but it's not the end of someone's story. Delta Recovery Solutions says some may need a little more time to fully heal and recover. Matthew White is here to talk about those solutions. Welcome in.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
We're so glad that you're here. And this guy, my friends, he is a testament to life on the other side of addiction. Please share a little bit about your story.
So I've been in recovery for a while now, and as I was in early recovery, it just kind of started to dawn on me that I was really surrounded by a great community of people who were helping me along the way. And we leave it oftentimes to some very vulnerable people to find all the resources that they need at a really critical time in their lives, and you just don't know where to look or you don't know how to access them. And so I started talking to some friends down in our area in Columbia and about the need that was out there to kind of build a more holistic approach, and the community rallied around it, and that's how Delta was born.
So what can we expect there if we go check in?
So if you go check in, you're going to be welcomed by a great staff is the first thing. We have a really incredible staff, but and we'll continue treatment like what happens in a typical 30-day inpatient facility, but you're going to be out navigating the world, and we're going to be giving you the tools to help navigate that world and to take a new lens on life and figure out how to live a new life. And so we surround you with resources, whether it's physical needs like housing or transportation, or emotional needs, or even as practical stuff like exercise and nutrition, and how you repair your body through those things as well.
Okay, let's say someone out there is watching saying, gosh, I have been to rehab countless times. How does the healing at Delta Recovery work?
Well, so I went to 30-day rehab, and it changed my life, and it's necessary for a lot of people. It's necessary for most people, but then once that's done, that just builds a foundation, and so you've got to continue to build on that foundation to sustain your recovery. And so that's what we're here to do. We have a saying called living life on life's terms, and that's teaching you how to do that without the aid of a substance, and using more reliable and healthy tools to do that.
She touched on it, but and I may have missed the answer here. If so, I apologize. But if someone has been numerous times,
it's not uncommon. It's more common than not.
Right.
Yeah.
So what would you say to those people at home?
Just keep at it. There's hope, and it can be it's terribly frustrating, but we've got one day at a time, and so just do the best you can today, do the best you can tomorrow, but keep at it. And then there are resources like us that are starting to pop up all over the place. They're called recovery community centers. That's really there to be a part of your community and to help you build a community of people and support that are centered around sobriety instead of drugs and alcohol.
And for those who are surrounding the person who may be affected by the addiction, it doesn't take 30 days. It takes much longer, actually. We were just talking about this, to break that addiction within your mind. Explain.
Yeah, so addiction literally rewires your brain. It releases dopamine in an unhealthy way, and it's a long story, but that rewiring takes about 18 months to fully readjust back to where you were before you were using. And so that takes not just a lot of time and a lot of patience, but a lot of new skills that a lot of people don't learn growing up, and that's how they fall prey into addiction.
I want to talk, switching gears a little bit, about this Johnny Cash film that's coming out, because you guys have a partnership with them, and you can catch it next month in Columbia. Tell us about this partnership in this film.
It's called The Long Road to Home, and obviously Johnny Cash is one of the most beloved figures in this area ever. And so it chronicles his entire story, not just his, but his family's story through chemical addiction, and also Stan Perkins, the son of Carl Perkins, who he and Johnny Cash were lifelong friends. Their story, their families tell the story about how that's impacted them and kind of generationally changed their families. And so it's a really, really powerful, moving story. We're screening it down in Columbia on March 21st at the Mule House. And so we're really excited to bring that to our community, because addiction is a family disease. It's not just the addict that suffers. Every member of that family suffers.
It's so true, and I felt that when you said that. It's family members, it's friends. What would you say to the family, the circle surrounding? How can we support the person who is going through this addiction?
The most important thing you can do is take care of yourself. And because you can't help somebody out of an unhealthy situation if you're not healthy. And so there's a lot of strain that goes on to family members, and so there's resources like Al-Anon, their own professional therapy, or anything like that that they can do to take care of themselves, then they'll be in a better position to help their loved one.
Well, I just love seeing you here on our set, healthy and just charging and making that pathway. Thank you.
Sharing that mission. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. If you or someone you know is struggling with addiction and wants to learn about these next steps, Delta Recovery may be the place for you. Visit them online at deltarecovery.org.